This Valentine's Day is all about love and basketball. Welcome to Eden Prairie High School, where we've got a key non-conference high school girls basketball game awaiting us. Two top 10 teams in Class 4A will square off. The Stillwater Ponies, ranked 5th in the most recent poll, take on the Eden Prairie Eagles. Stillwater looking for a key non-conference win at Eden Prairie, hoping to build some momentum before sections begin. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Peden, joined by Mr. Mayak, Alex Nagel. Alex, we saw Stillwater back in January, and they're one of those teams that usually gets better as the season moves along. One of those teams that always seems to be right there and come up a little bit short, but they've been on a roll since that loss to Wayzata. They have steamrolled the Suburban East Conference, and a win over Eden Prairie will give them a lot of momentum heading into sections.
Oh, I tell you what, it'll give them a lot of confidence, too. And, you know, when we saw them play the last time, we all know about their ability to get up and down the floor with point guard Alexis Pratt. I think what they need going down into section play particularly is just more consistency on all positions, particularly down low.
Liza Karlen can certainly help with that, and she's got a three-point shot to boot. And as you mentioned, Alexis Pratt, her speed and the way she sets up Stillwater's pressure, those are traits that are nearly unrivaled at this level.
And I tell you what, with the ability they have, with that speed and the ability to get up and down the floor, they can go a long way.
And as of this broadcast, Liza Karlen, 48 away from 2,000 points. Probably won't get there tonight, but you never know. Eden Prairie, 14-10. I mentioned this on Tuesday, Alex. The Eagles are a team that can beat anybody and can lose to anybody. They picked up a big win over Rosemount back in January, but they've lost to the likes of Champlain Park. That being said, what Ellen Weesey has done to build this team up, they have a lot of young pieces, and they have some senior leadership in Natalie Mazurek. And this Eagles team could be a dark horse in the Section 2 playoffs.
That's right. I tell you what, I'm really anxious to see Natalie Mazurek in action tonight. 6'4", long wingspan, has the ability to dominate down low. And again, when you have a player like that, you can go far.
You certainly can, and they've got some young guns as well. Nneka Obiazor, part of that senior core. One of the younger faces to keep an eye on, Nia Holloway, brings a track basketball hybrid and a lot of speed to her game. Ellen Weesey, at the start of the season, said she would be the player who could have a breakout season. Throw in Destiny Bursch as your floor general, and the Eagles, they have the talent. Consistency will be their key moving forward.
Again, that's the key, consistency. And as we edge closer and closer to section play, Mike, this is where you want to start seeing some of that consistency come into play.
The Eagles have just one more game after this. Stillwater has two. Either way, a win here would be crucial for section and state tournament implications. We'll be back to kick off this Valentine's Day showdown when we return.
Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
James, she's in trouble. Finds James, toss shot, it goes in!
And everything in between.
Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back to Eden Prairie High School. Alex, it's been a while since you and I have last visited this facility. I know it's my first time since they renovated this gym. I remember the old wooden bleachers. They got replaced with some sleek-looking ones. This is a pretty nice facility. Of course, when you go to a lake conference school, their facilities are first class.
It's been a long time for me as well, Mike.
And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups, which we will introduce alternately. Starting for the Ponies at guard.
Both teams coming off of games yesterday, so both are completing a back end of a back-to-back, but both against teams they handled easily. Eden Prairie took care of Buffalo in convincing fashion, and Stillwater ran over Mounds View. So as far as stamina is concerned, the two teams are about even. But you look at the depth for these two. Eden Prairie, they've got a front four, Nneka Obiazor, Natalie Mazurek, Destiny Bursch, and Nia Holloway. And for Stillwater, we talk about their big three, Amber Scalia, who took over Sarah's spot, Liza Karlen, Alexis Spratt, Grace Cody is stepping up her scoring, and Gianna Carr also picking up her offense as of late. She was known as a defensive asset, but the front five for these two teams, it could be a push. I'm not sure any side, I'm not sure there's going to be too many advantages here for either squad.
You know, my thing, Mike, is that I think it's going to be important for Eden Prairie tonight to try and keep this as much of a half-court game as possible. I don't think that they're going to want to get into a track meet with Stillwater.
That being said, Eden Prairie has a lot of athleticism at their side with Nia Holloway, Destiny Bursch. You know, they're not a team that likes to slow it down. Stillwater, the higher scoring team of the two, but Eden Prairie can put up points as well. Starting five for the two squads, Stillwater, same as usual. It's Alexis Pratt, Gianna Carr, Amber Scalia, Grace Cody, and Liza Karlen. She's closing in on 2,000. Alexis Pratt is already there. Eden Prairie will start. Nneka Obiazor, Destiny Bursch, Molly Lenz, Natalie Mazurek, and Nia Holloway. Nia's full name is Nehemiah, but I've gotten to know her family, particularly her mother, over the last few weeks, and she told me they go by Nia just to make things less confusing because Nehemiah can be a little hard to remember.
You know, when you have a top 10 matchup like this so late in the regular season, when you're edging closer and closer to the sections, you know, I think it's kind of important for both teams kind of strike something of a delicate balance. I mean, absolutely you want to give your best effort tonight in a game like this, but at the same time, I don't think you want to get too low or too high regardless of the outcome. You have to look at keep the big picture in mind.
That being said, Willie Taylor was looking forward to this matchup. He said this will tell us where we are, where we need to be, because Stillwater has a couple of conference games next week, but both should be winnable, Irondale and Forest Lake. The Ponies have steamrolled the Suburban East since January 3rd. They have won 11 straight. Eden Prairie, alternating wins and losses this week. They lost to Hopkins on Tuesday, 88-64, and then beat Buffalo on Thursday. Grace Cody with the denial of Nia Holloway. Stillwater won this matchup a year ago. Alexis Pratt, nowhere to go, and there's the lanky 6'4" Mazurek with the rebound. Eden Prairie, they've got the pieces. They need maybe another year or two to take on Hopkins, at least reliably, but they're making progress. As Molly Lenz fires the three, can't get it to hit. Eden Prairie played St. Michael Albertville close. They got a big win over Wayzata a few weeks ago. And that 14-10 record, somewhat deceiving because of all the top teams they have played. Park Center, Maple Grove are among them. Liza Karlen shoveled her feet. That's a traveling violation.
Trying to get a feel for this game here right now, Mike. Trying to watch and just trying to gather what I can here.
Well, so
you have to think with the height that Eden Prairie has, you would think that would work to their advantage. Here's Mazurek with a short shot, and she gets it. But, you know, particularly with those offensive rebounds, second chance points, that's going to be huge for Eden Prairie, I think, on this night.
Eden Prairie does have a height advantage, although not by much. Pratt drains the three. Alexis
She starts
Pratt.
feeling the groove. Watch out.
Well, Alexis Pratt, this is odd. She shoots 26% from three-point range, but whenever I cover a game, she seems to shoot well from long distance. Eden Prairie, a little bit of trouble on the entry pass. Pratt with the steal, hooks up with Amber Scalia for the run out. Amber Scalia, 4.8 points per game last year, over 15 points per game this year. A lot of that has to do with the increased minutes she has received. With Delaney Wagner out due to an ACL tear. And Sarah Scalia graduating, of course, so a lot of minutes became available for the likes of Amber and Gianna. And as much as they'd love to have Delaney out there, Stillwater doing just fine. High-low play to Mazurek. Nneka Obiazor with the save, gets the leaner. Nneka Obiazor, she can go on a hot streak when it comes to shooting. She had a stretch of 10 points or more in 12 straight games, shot 500 or better in each one. And Natalie Mazurek has shot 800 or better on 3 occasions. Liza Karlen missing the 3 there.
Remember the great night Liza Karlen had at Wayzata last month.
She had a big game against White Bear Lake last Friday. Scored 28 in a runaway win. Carr with the steal. Spin move, a little out of control. Grace Cody with the recovery. Mazurek for 3. Can't get the bounce, and that will be a dead ball rebound to Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie reached the section final last year in 2-4A, lost to Shakopee. As it stands right now, they'll likely get the 2 seed. Obiazor with the leaner.
Tell you what, Eden Prairie can hit you with a double whammy down low with both Mazurek and Obiazor.
Carr to Karlen. Turnaround. Can't bank it. Holloway with the board. Obiazor inside to Holloway. Nia wasn't quite ready for it. Last touch by Liza Karlen. Burst inbound, finds Obiazor. Fakes the runner. Holloway needs help, finds Destiny Bursch. Thought she had an opening down low, but she'll opt for a reset from the corner. Obiazor hacked and will shoot 2.
What a strong move by Obiazor down low. Knows how to use her body very well.
Obiazor has a twin brother named Namdi. Tough to guard, can play inside against anyone due to her phenomenal strength. In the words of Ellen Weesey. Obiazor knocks down both free throws. Obiazor averaging 12.8 points per game this season. That's the thing with Eden Prairie. There's no explosive score like other teams have. But Obiazor drains the 3, and she's off to a hot start. Did not start in Tuesday's game against Hopkins.
And she can hit the 3, too.
Eden Prairies, they've got some sharpshooters in their ranks. Obiazor doesn't shoot often from three-point range. Molly Lenz is the biggest one to keep an eye on. She shoots 40%. On cue, missed one from the top of the key, and that will be a foul on Mazurek as Amber Scalia collected the rebound.
Fouls on Eden Prairie's number 23, Natalie Mazurek. Her first, team's first.
Pratt to Carr. Liza Karlen, baseline J, no good. Liza struggling in the opening minutes. Lenz. Pass picked off by Amber Scalia. Stillwater on the run. Long skip, intercepted by Bursch. Now the Eagles with numbers. Obiazor one-on-one on Carr, draws a late foul. They will give her the shooting motion. Obiazor, 66% free throw shooter.
Obiazor really doing it on both ends of the court here thus far, Mike.
Obiazor has shot 500 or better in 15 games this season. Amber Scalia through the hole.
Oh, what a
move on Mazurek.
What a finish, left-handed finish by Amber Scalia. Goodness.
And a badly needed bucket by the Ponies as the Eagles were on a big run. Obiazor feeling it. Not that time. And that will be a foul on Holloway. Came in a little too hard on Pratt.
A good positioning there by Alexis Pratt. Tell you what, despite her diminutive size, she isn't afraid to get down there and low and battle for rebounds like that.
Well, Alexis Pratt hasn't let her lack of height affect her game at all. There's a double dribble violation. This is Molly Lenz. Obiazor, not that time. This was a fast-paced game. Obiazor, the kick out to Bursch for three. That missed everything. A fast-paced game, maybe a little frazzleness here, but it's 13-9. We mentioned the seating implications at stake in this matchup as Pratt works off the screen and can't get the layup.
Great screen set there by Liza Karlen. Pratt just couldn't finish.
Stillwater in a bit of a pickle as far as state tournament seeding goes as Bursch finds Mazurek down low. Mazurek will shoot two. And that's because Stillwater, even though they're a team that gets better as the season moves along, they do have losses to Farmington, Park Center, and Wayzata. Now, Wayzata and Hopkins, one of them will take that state tournament slot, but when it comes time to seed, that's going to hurt Stillwater. A win like Eden Prairie could help them a bit, and conversely, a win for the Eagles could give them a little more positioning as Mazurek hits the front end. Mazurek, an 82% free throw shooter, averaging 13.5 a game. Points, that is, 6.8 rebounds. And the Eagles, they've knocked down all their free throws. Pratt to Scalia, yes! The fadeaway often the toughest shot to make, but I'm sure Amber learned a thing or two from her big sister. Obiazor, baseline J, rims out.
Oh, great hustle by Bursch there.
And Obiazor cashes in.
I tell you, what a great job by Destiny Bursch keeping that ball alive.
Liza Karlen, yes!
Big bucket there for the Ponies.
17-13.
Ooh.
Bursch went all the way.
Hard.
Stillwater in transition. Pratt can't get the finish. Liza Karlen there for the cleanup.
I tell you knew at some point here tonight that Liza Karlen was going to show up.
Well, Karlen usually has this season 8 double-doubles, 7 last year. Nice backdoor cut. And Natalie Mazurek scores. Obiazor with the dime. Eagles get the stop there. Lenz for three. Bullseye.
Oh. And suddenly Eden Prairie getting contributions from other players here.
Lenz, 40% three-point shooter. Alexis Pratt out to Karlen. Pratt to Karlen for three. Looks off, and it is. Holloway leaps up for the rebound. Nia Holloway has a wingspan of about 6'3", 6'4".
That's long. Oh, I tell you, that's too easy.
Eden Prairie
Willie
showing
Taylor wants to talk about it.
Eden Prairie showing some excellent ball movements, and a timeout is called by Stillwater with the Eagles up 24-15. Natalie Mazurek, who scored the last bucket, originally from Chicago.
Yep.
Great strength and speed, can play inside and out, excellent passer, but we've seen Nneka Obiazor play facilitator in these last few possessions for the Eagles. And as we were saying, Alex, Eden Prairie, they can play with the top teams. You see their schedule. The Lake Conference, of course, added St. Michael Albertville, Maple Grove, Centennial Park Center, De La Salle, the defending champions in 3A, all part of their non-conference schedule. Ellen Weesey maybe put together one of the toughest schedules.
Good response there by Stillwater, that layup by Amber Scalia. They needed that.
Well, you'll take that on an ATO play. Obiazor used up her dribble, resulting in a tough shot. Amber Scalia. The Rockets skip to Karlen, and she drains the mid-range J.
I tell you what, you look at somebody like Liza Karlen, she's really the rock that really steadies the ship, I think, for this Stillwater team.
Mazurek missing the three. And we have a foul on the Ponies. .7:01 left in the first half. There's Myra Morjani, number 2, in for the Eagles. Started in Tuesday's game. And Eden Prairie throws it away.
Lizzie Holder disrupting that offensive series.
Lizzie Holder, another beneficiary to the Delaney Wagner injury in terms of minutes played. Eden Prairie on the move again. Alex, I've noted this when Eden Prairie can get some space, as they have on half-court sets or in transition.
Yep.
They make their moves, and they're doing a fine job with inside cuts. Liza Karlen fakes. Nice move on her end. Liza Karlen with a little trickery.
Burrish, coast to coast. Goodness.
Destiny Bursch coming over from Chaska. Carr lost it.
Well, I tell you what, that worked.
They call that a 2. I'm not sure if she got inside or not, but Eden Prairie will take it. They get the steal. Bursch brings it up. Eagles in a zone.
Wow.
3-ball, corner pocket. Allison Miranda gets on the board.
Just like that, that lead's exploded to 12 now. And another turnover by the Ponies.
Eden Prairie, they can play quick too. They have a lot of athleticism on their side. Mazurek can't work her way inside. Amber Scalia draws the foul and will shoot 2. First trip to the line for the Ponies, Amber Scalia, the sophomore.
Let's remember, Mike, this is the same Stillwater team that got themselves into a hole against Wayzata.
And we've seen this throughout the season when it comes to these top-level teams, where Stillwater, they can hang with them. They've had trouble getting that signature win. Wayzata, Farmington Park Center, all games they had a chance, and they just couldn't close out. It's been that kind of season for the Ponies. That being said, we're still in the first half. As Amber Scalia hits both free throws, she's up to 10. Lenz. Misfire there on the part of Eden Prairie.
Well, thus far, Eden Prairie has done a pretty good job of keeping Alexis Pratt in check.
Karlen lost her balance. Gianna Carr gets the foul on Savannah Jones.
Gianna Carr, the junior, 5'9".
And they give her the shooting motion. I'm a little surprised by that. Gianna Carr, a poet in her spare time, averaging 5.5 points per game, 3.4 assists, 2.4 steals. Could not play varsity ball last year as she transferred from Hill Murray. That's a reach-in foul on Amber Scalia. Morjani had Jones open on the back door. Jones lost it.
Oh.
Amber Scalia to Liza Karlen for 2. Morjani going coast to coast, you bet.
Deceptive quickness there by Morjani.
Amber Scalia with the 3, no good. I told you this Eden Prairie team could run. Morjani looking to run again. This time, Pratt pickpockets her. Amber Scalia is all alone. Goodbye. And Stillwater trying to get a little momentum on their side.
Well, coming down on the 3-minute mark here, it's going to be important for Stillwater to stay within striking distance and a charging foul.
Offensive foul.
Wow.
And Destiny Bursch not pleased with that. So Jones picks up her second.
Now in for the Eagles, Nneka Obiazor, number 23, Natalie Mazurek.
And Stillwater with a chance to pick up a little momentum. A deep three for Liza Karlen. I'm not sure that's the play you wanted to run.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Eagles lead by 7. Obiazor used up the dribble. Found Molly Lenz. 3 on the way for Miranda is pure.
Oh, I tell you what. Allison Miranda striking again.
Miranda with her second triple. She averages 5.6 a game and a 44% three-point shooter. Pratt, little Euro step, no good. Another chance for the Eagles. Obiazor, ooh.
Might have gotten away with one there.
I think she did. And then a foul on Stillwater.
Fouls on the ponies. It's number 0, Alex Pratt.
Her first.
Team 6.
Last foul to give for the Ponies with exactly 2 minutes left in the first half. Obiazor pump fakes the 3.
Good job by Morjani hitting the reset button there, bringing it back out.
Molly Lenz side fade, bullseye.
Well, I guess when you're feeling it from behind the arc, might as well keep it going.
3-point shooting so instrumental in the outcome of games now. If you can knock them down, it can do wonders. If they're not falling, it can put you into trouble. Amber Scalia with the answer, no good. And the Eagles have a chance to go big. Amber Scalia deflects that ball here. And as Willie Taylor said, he was looking forward to this matchup because Stillwater hasn't had a ton of challenges in their 11-game winning streak. It's been blowout after blowout in the Suburban East. Forest Lake, Woodbury, Cretin-Durham Hall. Nobody has been able to hang with Stillwater. Eastridge got blown out twice. And Eden Prairie operating on all cylinders. Another dime to Obiazor. Mazurek with the deuce. Mazurek with 10.
Well, this Eden Prairie team certainly knows how to share the wealth.
Gianna Carr, spin move no good, and the Eagles with a chance to end the first half with an exclamation point. Morjani. The skip, Miranda, 3-ball, corner pocket.
Oh, I tell you what. Not the way you want to end this first half if you're Stillwater.
As we said, Eden Prairie can beat anybody. They can lose to anybody. You really don't know what you're going to get out of the Eagles. But they have the talent. I mean, we've seen that. They had a big win over Rosemount back in January.
Yeah, and I'm sure a big part of it is playing on your home floor, too. That always helps.
It can, yes. I think the biggest asset is the three-point shooting. Eden Prairie hitting a bunch of them as Alexis Pratt splits at the line. And Eden Prairie will have 4.7 seconds. They lead by 17. Lenz speeds her way through, tried to draw the foul. That won't work, but just about everything else did for the Eagles. 46-29. Three-point shooting, a big key working in Eden Prairie's favor.
I'm really impressed with just how Eden Prairie is getting contributions from so many players. You know, I guess I kind of thought at the beginning that it would be pretty much the Obiazor, Natalie Mazurek show. But it's been a lot more than that, Mike. They've been getting contributions from a lot of players here this evening.
And that's the way Eden Prairie likes to play. Again, no explosive score. They like to spread it around. And that depth has helped them build a 17-point lead, 46-29 at the half. Stay tuned. You're watching high school girls basketball.
Twin Cities sports broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
From James. She's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in!
And everything in between.
Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
Second half about to start between Stillwater and Eden Prairie. Mike Peden and Alex Nagel with you. And Alex, that first half, a strong one for Eden Prairie as they lead 46-29. Three-pointers a big reason for that. Nneka Obiazor leads with 13 points, Natalie Mazurek with 10, and Allison Miranda 9 off the bench with 3 triples.
Well, I tell you what, like I said, Eden Prairie has been doing a very good job of spreading the wealth here tonight. On the other hand, we look at Stillwater, they're relying pretty heavily on Liza Karlen, and I think they need to get some more contributions from some other players. And the big thing in my mind so far, from a Stillwater standpoint, Mike, is that Alexis Pratt has been relatively held in check thus far, and she needs to break out somehow.
Pratt with 5 points. Here's what stands out to me. Scalia and Karlen have 12 points and 10 respectively. Rest of the team just 7. Cody, Carr, Holder, no one else really able to get a groove going. And as you said, Alexis Pratt had that 3 to start the game. And
that's a good way to get on track.
On cue, Alexis Pratt hits another 3. But you're right, she has been held in check.
Good hustle there by the Ponies.
Pratt to Cody. Destiny Bursch can't complete the drive. And a double dribble call. That was Nneka Obiazor who set up the pick. (46-32). Eagles lead by 14, looking for another signature win. They added one in January with the win over Rosemount. Nia Holloway, stutter steps, no good. Gianna Carr with the rebound, finds Scalia for the layup.
I tell you what, isn't she fun to watch, Mike?
And that will be enough to get Ellen Weesey to call a timeout.
Well, you needed to have a good start if you're Stillwater in the second half. And with 2 buckets like that, they've certainly got that, I think.
Amber Scalia, a basketball-softball crossover. 2 second-place finishes in those sports. Second in basketball and second in softball, both in Class 4A. And as you said, the Ponies needed that. Now, they still trail by 12, a long way to go, but 46-34 is a lot more manageable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now that you've got it down to 12, let's see if they can take it to the next step, get it down to about like 9 or 8, and give them some more confidence.
Now, on Eden Prairie's side, we mentioned Ellen Weesey, a lot of experience in high school hoops, coached at Orono for several years, built up that program, culminated in a state championship the year after she left. Came over to Eden Prairie, it's her 3rd season, also an attorney.
Wow.
And I know this because she and several other coaches, you may have read about this, Alex, they were featured in a Star Tribune article about how females are approached when it comes to officiating fellow coaches and the like.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
As Mazurek fires a 3. I'll talk more about that when we get another stoppage here. Alexis Pratt can't save it.
I tell you, you watch Alexis Pratt, She's got such an incredible burst of speed. She really knows how to shift gears.
That track speed of Alexis, a huge reason for her success. Jump ball. I was going to say, you may have read this, Alex. Sounds like you did. So Ellen Weesey, Molly Casper at Eastview were some of the coaches featured in that Star Tribune story, and it highlighted some of the gender biases that can creep up. And that's not to say these officials or any other crews have it out, but you and I can attest to this. Well, not directly, but covering women's sports as long as we have.
Yeah.
There sometimes is a different reaction to players and coaches.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Casper and Weesey, for example, noted when they're trying to get timeouts called or express their case, they sometimes have a harder time getting noticed.
Beautiful
Alexis
floater
Pratt,
off the window by Alexis Pratt.
Like you said, Pratt needed to find a spark to get the ponies going. She's up to 10. Holloway, traveling violation. But that Star Tribune column, Alex, it reinforces why I do what I do and why a lot of us who cover this sport continue to invest in it. We may not have as influential a role as the officials do as far as games are concerned, communication, but I know you and I have witnessed a lot of talent over the years.
We sure have.
And we're witnessing more of it here. Well, as you like to joke, I get you out of your comfort zone, so you've been able to see the likes of Stillwater, Eden Prairie, along with your Northwest Suburban buddies like Maple Grove, Park Center, Osseo.
Good defensive play by Liza Karlen there.
Another stop for the ponies. Can they translate it into points? Pratt fakes the three, pulls up. That's a long two.
Ooh.
Had that gone in, that would have been shades of Kawhi Leonard. Clippers. No, it wasn't Clippers. I'm thinking Raptors, Sixers. Kawhi's with the Clippers now, but that game winner that bounced around the rim. Alexis Pratt, a big fan of Kevin Durant.
I was thinking more in terms of Joe Wieskamp of Iowa, but
of course you would.
Well, here we go. Stillwater now. The ponies have that deficit cut down to 8.
And Pratt, a big reason for it. Already 12 points, 7 in the second half. Had just 5 in the first. Obiazor can't get the leaner, and the rebound is tipped to Karlen.
Got a 4-on-3.
Skip to Scalia. Out of control there. Stillwater recovers. Grace Cody left alone.
Bam.
Bullseye.
Look at this. My goodness. Well, I'm not one bit surprised. This Stillwater team knows how to do this.
Grace Cody hit 5 of 7 from three-point range in the second meeting against Creighton-Durham Hall. Has scored double figures on several games. Morjani through the lane. Fouled by Karlen. She'll shoot 2.
Yeah, it was Karlen. That's only her first, though.
And Morjani at the line, knocks down the front end on the season. Morjani, 6.9 points per game, 79% free throw shooter.
Just a sophomore, too.
And even though Obiazor and Mazurek are going to be your departures, Eden Prairie, 8 of 8 from the line. You look at all the youth they have coming back in Bursch and Holloway. Molly Lenz, a freshman. We have a blocking foul call that will stay Stillwater ball. Mary Foltz will check in. Go ahead, Alex.
I just like how Stillwater is moving better in the offensive half-court sets, Mike.
And the fact they're getting Alexis Pratt more involved.
Yeah,
She's getting more
That was
touches.
so huge.
Well, because she can create. That's a tough shot there. 7-point game in favor of the Eagles with 13:41 left in the second half. Obiazor going on the spin cycle, extra rinse.
Great spin move and finish.
Obiazor up to 15. And the Eagles build their lead back to 9. Liza Karlen lines up the 3.
Oh, I tell you what, I knew that was good as soon as it left her hands.
Karlen up to 13 points. Liza Karlen headed to Marquette. But if you followed our Stillwater games, you know that. Obiazor, step back move, nothing doing. Mary Foltz with the Missouri Western commit with the block. Scalia hesitated, now fires the 3.
Oh,
Pure!
goodness. Wow, just like that. Back within a single possession.
Stillwater trailed by 17 at the half. Now a 3-point game. Stillwater historically performs better, at least they did last year in the second half. They haven't had too many opportunities to showcase that. Obiazor muscling her way in for 2, and she'll have a chance for 3.
Great response by Obiazor. Getting in there, muscling in there, using her body, getting enough space to put up that tough shot and get to the charity stripe for the end one.
Nneka Obiazor has a double-double this season. That came in the first meeting with Hopkins. Missed the free throw there, but Eden Prairie, they'll take any bucket they can get at this point. Gianna Carr drives, no good. Dead ball rebound to the Ponies. I see Elise is our beverage runner. That's Dante's wife. Dante, our camera op tonight. Dante and Alicia. Alex, all these folks wearing red, you didn't get the memo. This Valentine's Day. Grace Cody
Goodness. I tell you what.
has a date with the 3-point line, and it's a 2-point game. 52-50. Lenz.
And
Pass.
stolen away by Alexis Pratt.
That's Gianna Carr.
Carr.
Carr's a little taller, but Liza Karlen can't hook up with Pratt, and the Eagles catch a break.
Well, as nice as it was for Eden Prairie to have a 17-point lead at the half, Mike, this might be the kind of test that Ellen Weesey wants her team to have.
This is nothing new for the Eagles, though, as Destiny Verse drives and scores. Their second win over Edina came in overtime. Their loss to De La Salle at this gym came in overtime. You know, Eden Prairie, they've been challenged all season long. Stillwater, it's been a while, and I wonder if that played into that 17-point deficit. Liza Karlen drives no good. That Stillwater has done a good job to erase, but it's the Eagles who still have the lead, and Pratt will be hit with her second foul. Lindsay Whalen, the Gophers head coach, in attendance. I also saw Sarah Scalia. Sarah's come to a lot of Stillwater games, and that doesn't surprise me since her little sister plays for them. Mazurek breaking free of Karlen.
You give her just an inch, she'll take a mile with that 6'4" frame.
It's almost like watching an NFL play, you know, when the receiver breaks his coverage.
Yep.
All it takes is one move, and Willie Taylor will call a timeout. Eagles up by 6, Mazurek up to 12 points, and Obiazor and Mazurek doing a fantastic job in this one. And as we said, Mazurek and Obiazor, if their shot is on point, they can do a lot of damage.
Oh, no question about it. I think the thing that's impressed me so far with this Eden Prairie team, when you consider the great comeback that Stillwater's made. They haven't really panicked. They haven't turned the ball over too much. I mean, there's always going to be some turnovers, but they haven't hit that proverbial panic button that some teams might have the tendency to do when they face a comeback attempt like that.
Natalie Mazurek on the other end for the Eagles. 2 double-doubles on the season. And even though she's not leading in points right now, we mentioned 800 or better in 3 games. On 3 occasions, she hit 10 field goals or more, and that included 10 of 11 from the floor in the first meeting with Minnetonka. So Mazurek, she might be an under-the-radar figure compared to Paige Beckers or some of the more prominent members of the senior class, but Mazurek providing a good fulcrum for this Eagles team.
Yeah.
Some other fun facts about Eden Prairie. Nia Holloway, we've shared this story a few times, hasn't been active tonight, but if she doesn't have school or practice or something going on, she will sleep past noon. It's just the way her body is wired.
Yeah.
The longest she slept is probably 15 hours. And she also refuses to drink carbonated beverages of any sort, so she probably wouldn't go for your Pepsi. Gianna Carr will take the 3.
I tell you, there's another player who was looking to get into the group from a scoring standpoint. That's a big bucket for her.
Again, Carr has picked it up slowly but surely, not known as a scorer, more of a defender. She got the steal and the foul on Destiny Bursch. Destiny, as you may know, coming over from Chaska. And her arrival was timely for the Eagles because they lost their point guard, Abby Jurley, to an ACL tear against Stillwater at this very same meeting a year ago at Stillwater. Jurley tore ACL. That left the Eagles without a floor general. In comes Destiny Bursch, and Nolana Holloway, Nia's mother, works at the school, highly in tune with this program, told me. Destiny Bursch, it felt like she had been with the team for years.
Meanwhile, Amber Scalia has just picked up her 2nd foul of the evening.
No one in serious foul trouble for the Ponies. Carr on Bursch. Destiny, I'm not sure if she was talking to a teammate or an official. There was a lot of contact between Carr and Bursch.
Yeah.
Bursch, I think that might have been a little frustration. Like, I'll show you. Doesn't get the layup to fall. Alexis Pratt pulls up. Swish.
I tell you what. She's feeling it now. She wants it bad.
Alexis Pratt, hard to deny. 6 20-point games this season. Morjani out to Allison Miranda. We haven't heard much from her. Destiny Bursch fires the 3 off the heel. Holloway with the rebound, and Mazurek puts it in.
I think we picked a good one tonight, Mike.
We usually do. That's probably why I haven't had too many good games. Well, I take that back. Because the last game we called together came down to the wire, and it's been that way with Stillwater and these late conference teams. Grace Cody, side fade, can't hit the 3. Stillwater only playing 3 of them this year. They were going to play Hopkins. That game was canceled, and a makeup was unable to be reached. Morjani in trouble, finds Holloway.
I tell you,
inside.
Great recognition by Morjani there, getting that quick pass to Holloway for the finish.
Holloway, the second of 5 children. Just a sophomore. Amber Scalia out to Carr. Carr, pass deflected. I think it was Holloway who got a piece of it. And as I noted earlier, I've gotten to know the Holloway family over the last few weeks. Nia's mother.
Boy, a lot of banging down low with Holloway and Carr.
A little bit of physicality going on here. I was going to say Nia's mother, her family has roots in Alabama. Big Crimson Tide fan. So even though she grew up here, Morjani fires the 3 short. Even though Nolana grew up here, it's all about Roll Tide when it comes to college football. And Stillwater is rolling in transition. Karlen with the dime to Pratt, and Stillwater is hanging around. 1 possession game with 7.5 to play. Bursch drives, no good. Ponies have yet to take the lead. Karlen, that's a walk, yes.
Yep. Took an extra step.
Holloway on the left wing. Bursch for three. That would have been big, but the high carom goes to Obiazor. She fires the 15-footer, and it's pure.
Taking advantage of that long rebound.
And Luisi saying, watch out. Liza Karlen with the answer. And Tom Karlen cheering on his oldest daughter. Liza's mother, of course, attended Marquette. Bursch working off the screen from Morzani. The skip inside to Obiazor. Stillwater collapses on her. Jump ball, Stillwater with the arrow. I wasn't sure. It took the officials a little while to signal it.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, was there a foul? I didn't see one. And my instinct was right, which might be the first time tonight. Carr for three. Switch.
And we've got a tie game.
And you know what? Carr taking advantage of the situation. She's not known as a scorer, so EP going to give her a little more space. They might respect her now. Holloway on Cody.
Morzani
Couldn't
couldn't
kick out, lost the ball. Pratt tried to leak out. Now it's Eden Prairie with numbers, and Bursch with the finish.
Great recovery by Bursch. She almost lost that ball.
A heads-up play by the junior. Karlen makes the three, pulls up, gets the bounce.
Delicate touch.
She will send a thank you card to the rim after that one. It is Valentine's Day. Obiazor. Backdoor play to Mazurek, and she will shoot free throws. 64-64. Now we'll see what happens in the final few minutes as Cody picks up her third foul. It's impressive that the Ponies came back from 17 down, but it does take up a lot of energy.
You know, like we were talking about earlier, that really is a double whammy when you have both Obiazor and Mazurek down there, down low.
But Mazurek missing the front end. She'll have to settle for a split. And the Eagles will find themselves in another pressure situation. It's been like that all season, though, and who knows, if Eden Prairie can find that consistency we spoke of in the open, it could be a force in Section 2. Liza Karlen, deep three. You can tell Liza's really trying to get Stillwater in front here, but it hasn't panned out. Morzani with the fake. Eagles swing it around. They don't like what they see, so they'll try again.
Oh, what a
Morzani.
move by Morzani.
And that's a foul on Karlen. I saw contact down low. Morzani, who hit her last two free throws, will have a chance to make this a three-point game.
I tell you what, if there's anybody who's come off of Ellen Weese's bench tonight and done a nice job for this Eden Prairie team, it's Myra Morzani. Really impressed with this sophomore.
Morzani gets the front end to drop. And Morzani a perfect 4 of 4 from the line. Stillwater playing a little clock management here. There's still a lot of time left, 4.5 to play. The Ponies out of bounds to give. The Eagles have 3, which could help them in this situation, and that is a walk. Alexis Pratt shoveled her feet, and Stillwater, they've been burned a couple of times tonight with those unforced errors. And a chance for the Eagles to go up by 2 possessions here. Holloway to Lenz, back to Holloway. Obiazor to Morjani. Morjani looked for the kick out, and Cody swatted it away. Amber Scalia runs the floor. Stillwater running a more deliberate set. If you're the Ponies, no unforced errors.
Way downtown. I don't think that's the shot she wanted, and I don't think that's the shot Willie Taylor wanted either.
No, that's not Pratt's range. At least not historically, and I'm wondering, as a basketball fan, what are you doing? Well, you had a lot of time, and now there's a foul. And so now you're going to send Eden Prairie to the line. Not a good sequence of events for the Ponies here.
I think that was maybe more out of frustration than anything.
Yeah, that's not the most poised sequence I have seen out of Stillwater this season. Lenz misses the front end. Obiazor with the rebound, no good. And the Ponies catch another break. Liza Karlen.
I tell you, just such a strong
layup.
move. She almost picked that off, too.
That last possession for Stillwater is more like them.
Yeah.
And I think they have to remind themselves, there's still 3:10 left. You have a lot of time. You don't need to force those long threes just yet. But as you know, even in the pros, you'll get that ebb and flow. And it's easy for us to say when we're up here. Eagles looking to hang on.
Another steal.
Carr
Here we go.
with the strip. Pratt sprints away to the bucket. No good. Cody is there for the cleanup. And Stillwater takes their first lead.
Wow.
How big would this be? Morjani. No. She was open too. And Stillwater throws it away.
Just rushing a little too much. Sometimes in the excitement of things, those types of mishaps can happen.
This is turning into a crazy ending.
We get them, don't we, Mike?
68-67. I don't believe this. Morjani blows a layup. Stillwater throws it away on an errant pass, and probably a good time for a timeout. Yes, we do. We all need one, but these non-conference games, Stillwater doesn't get as many of them now with 10 teams in the Suburban East and Eden Prairie with 2 teams in the Lake, although it's taken a little while. These two, well, Rock With You might be a fitting song because that's what they've been doing. We've been rocking all night. Alex, Valentine's Day, Eden Prairie, Stillwater, 2 red teams, basketball. I cannot think of a more fitting environment.
No, I can't either.
68-67. Again, a key win at stake for these 2 teams as far as section and state tournament seeding is concerned. Stillwater's locked up the 1 and 4-4A, but a loss to Eden Prairie could knock them down a peg, might even knock them out of the seeding in 4A. And Eden Prairie will probably get the 2 and 2-4A, but a win against Stillwater would be a huge boost of confidence.
Well, and the point that I wanted to emphasize early on that I made was that, you know, when you have a contest like this, you know, at this stage in the regular season where you're, you know, edging closer and closer to section play, I mean, of course a game like this is important, and yes, you want to win. At the same time, I think it's important to keep your emotions in check. You don't want to get too high or too low. You got to keep the bigger picture in mind.
Especially with both of these schools having one game at least on the calendar.
And remember, regardless of what happens here tonight, the sun is still going to come up in the east for both of these teams tomorrow morning.
Well, Eden Prairie has another big game to wrap up the season. Next Friday, they play St. Michael Aberville. You know they'll come. And Stillwater has Irondale and Forest Lake. Forest Lake could be a winnable game. And the Eagles will call another timeout. They don't post them up here on the scoreboard, so I can't tell you how many are left, at least officially. But 68-67, Alex. I know we've been talking about not getting too high in this game, but next week is the final week of the regular season for girls basketball, and we have a lot of good matchups. Maple Grove and Park Center. I know you'll be there one way or another for your blog. Maybe we'll get you in the booth with us too. Concordia Academy and Blake. Blake has Addie Mack. And the 22nd, you've got the De La Salle Minnehaha doubleheader.
Yep.
Hopkins and St. Michael Albertville play each other on Tuesday. So a lot of big games.
And St. Michael Albertville is going to be looking for revenge in that one.
I wish you and I could go to that second one, but that's the problem with high school hoops. It's a good problem. So many good games.
Yeah, I know.
But just a lot of big matchups that could hold influence with section and state seeding. So I can't wait. This final week is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, boy.
And this game has been a lot of fun.
No kidding.
1 point game. 2:05 to go. Lentz for three. Mazurek with the O-board. Obiazor, pump fake, step back. No! Karlen, gotta be careful, lost it. Obiazor, got it!
Wow.
Right place, right time for the senior. Well, Stillwater, they've been in this situation before.
Pass too.
Now, if that's a foul on Eden Prairie, they had 3 to give, and it is, so they don't give up free throws here.
Stillwater really dodged a bullet there.
Yes, they did. And the Eagles still have 2 to give. Willie Taylor will call a timeout, 1:36 to go. Don't let Dante's stoic look fool you. I'm sure he and everyone else's pulse is elevated a couple of notches here.
Yep.
I know Alicia, she's an Eden Prairie alum. I'm not sure if you know anybody on this team, but I think you picked a good time to come out and watch some basketball. All right, Alex. A lot of time left for Stillwater, 1:36. What play do you draw up?
Well, in my mind, you're only down by 1. You've got $1:35 left here in regulation. If you can, obviously, I think your first priority would be working toward your main strength, a la Liza Karlen. To me, that would be your first go-to option.
That would be Pratt, Karlen. Cody has a couple of threes to her credit. Gianna Carr with a couple of threes. Remember, that Wayzata game, Cody hit the go-ahead 3 that could have won it.
Here's the other thing to keep in consideration. Eden Prairie still got some fouls to give here. So that's another thing to think about.
They do have 2 to give, so if they run into a jam, now you're not at the point of the game where you would want to eat up time, but that does give you a cushion. And Eden Prairie, they've been playing a disciplined game defensively. They're not reaching, not grabbing too much. And they've kept Stillwater away from the line for the most part, just 6 of 8 for the Ponies. But a 1-point game, anything can happen. Who will it be? Will Stillwater get their 12th win in a row, or will Eden Prairie pick up back-to-back wins on back-to-back nights? Alexis Pratt, long 2 is no good. Stillwater in the penalty, but in the 1-and-1 range, so they could try to foul EP. Holloway out to Obiazor, and does EP go for the dagger? Obiazor looking to do just that. That is a big-time drive for the Youngstown State commit. What a game for Obiazor.
I tell you what, she had a little bit of a mismatch down there, too. Used her body really well and finished. Now has a chance to widen this gap to 5 points, or excuse me, to 4 points.
That would make it a 2-possession game, and Obiazor does just that, and she matches a season high. Nneka Obiazor did not start against Hopkins. Didn't have much of a role or presence in that one. Coming up big here. But it's still not over. Liza Karlen drives and scores. And I like that play. And Willie Taylor will call a timeout with 45.3. I like that play by Stillwater. You don't need to force the three.
Right, exactly. They went to their main strength, and it paid off for them.
That being said, they're going to have to get a stop in some capacity with 45.3 on the clock. Alex, the way Eden Prairie plays, you and I might have to come back out here next season.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Well, Miami sounds good right about now, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
This takes us back to the 90s. So, 72-70. Stillwater with 8 fouls. Eden Prairie in the bonus. They also hold the possession arrow if there's a tie-up. And more importantly, they still have 2 fouls to give.
Yes.
So even if Stillwater does get a stop, the Eagles could use up those fouls and kill clock.
Yep.
Well, the JV game came down to the last few minutes, and just like a year ago, this game, it was close until late when Stillwater pulled away.
I'm sure you had to hang on to that one.
Eagles get the ball across the timeline. There's the foul. That sends Obiazor to the line. She's a 66% free throw shooter. Needs both to make it a 2-possession game. That's the 3rd foul on Liza. Obiazor, 24 points.
Ooh.
25.
None bigger than that one.
A new season high for Nneka Obiazor.
Gets them both.
And now the pressure's on Stillwater. Pratt, runner. No good. Fight for the rebound. That's a jump. Eden Prairie with the arrow.
Yep. Heartbreak City for Stillwater.
And once again, if Eden Prairie hangs on, this will be another case of oh so close for Stillwater.
Yep.
Timeout, Eden Prairie. And you look at their schedule, the non-conference games against high-caliber teams. They had a chance to win against Farmington. They worked their way back against Park Center.
Yep.
Wayzata, they almost came away with the win there. They get a lead over Eden Prairie. They just seem to have problems closing out, though.
I'm wondering if we're jinxing this Stillwater team at all.
I don't know if it's a jinx. I know they were going to look a lot different, and when you lose Sarah Scalia, it took them a little while to find their identity. And remember, they haven't had a lot of challenges in this 11-game winning streak. They've been rolling over the Suburban East. Now, Willie Taylor will be the first to tell you section play will be more competitive. Eden Prairie, they go through a gauntlet, not just in conference, but Ellen Weesey. We talked about all the teams they played outside of it. Centennial, Maple Grove, and Park Center, 3 good Northwest Suburban teams. De La Salle, the defending 3A state champions. And Champlain Park got that surprise win. But much like Orono, it took a few years to build up that program. Ellen's been doing it slowly but surely. It may not show up in the wins this year, but when you look at the number of transfers they got this year, Bursch will come back. They'll have a couple more eligible to play. This Eagles team, they will be in the conversation for the next several years. Pressure, steal, Karlen for 3. Got it!
Goodness. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Well, that was...
Haven't we seen this before?
I think so.
So just as we're talking about, nice try, Stillwater. There was a lot of time left. You need some things to go your way. That is a big step, and that 3 prevents Eden Prairie from making it a 2-possession game.
I'm sure somewhere Tony Gear is smiling right about now.
He's probably been smiling at all the games we've had a chance to see this year.
I know.
Hopkins, St. Michael, Albertville, Eden Prairie, Stillwater. Everyone was saying this was going to be a good, close, hard-fought battle, and they're right.
Yep.
You and I don't know what it is. We've had some good ones. All right, Alex, what does Eden Prairie do here? It's a 1-point game.
Well, I think what they did here before, you got to put on some full-court pressure, see if you can force another turnover. Remember, you only have 21.6 left. And again, Eden Prairie still has 2 fouls to give.
And we're at the stage of the game where they can come into play. Stillwater, the team that won't die. And that's been the story all season. They've been right there.
Yep, they really
and
have.
Just can't get that high-quality win that I'm sure they'd love to have. Not that it's taken away from their season. More pressure by the Ponies, and a late foul. Eden Prairie in the double bonus.
Well, now, here's the thing, Mike. With that 3-point basket that was just made here a little while ago, the best they can do is put it up to 3 points.
And that's a big foul. Look at the clock. Okay, 17.2. I thought it was 11.2 for a moment.
This is probably where Eden Prairie will probably want to use those 2 fouls they have.
Oh, I bet they're at least thinking about it. But first, Obiazor's got some free throws to make. Missed the second, so a 2 will tie, a 3 will win.
Let's see if Willie calls timeout here. I'm surprised he hasn't called timeout.
He may not have any left. 5 seconds. Pratt.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Eden Prairie, they had 2 to give. The problem is they used one in the act of shooting.
Yep.
But Alexis Pratt has 2 free throws here. Needs to make both to tie it up with 4 seconds to go. And we'll watch with you.
Oh!
Reminds me of Enrique Gumbawale. Last year at the championship round, now Pratt makes the second. But that's not going to help Stillwater. Now they're going to have to get a quick foul, and they do. Alexis Pratt shooting 79% on the season, and Nneka Obiazor 66%, but she's on a roll from the line tonight. Now, whatever happens here, Alex, do you miss the second intentionally?
Well, with 3.2 left, your options are pretty limited. You're going to have to get the ball down as fast as possible and just go for the best shot.
Obiazor.
So here we go, and your 3-point game. So,
well, Obiazor makes both free throws. I was wondering if she was going to miss the second to run time off the clock, but Stillwater, they'll need a 3 to win. Or to tie at least. Pratt won't get it off.
Heartbreak City on Valentine's Day for Stillwater.
And Eden Prairie adds another statement win to a roller coaster season. Fitting that we get a roller coaster game. Nneka Obiazor, season high 29, and the Eagles sweat out another one, 77-74.
I tell you what, I'm so impressed with the comeback job that Stillwater made, being down by 17 at the half, and yet coming back but finishing is an entirely different proposition.
That has been their Achilles heel, and as we said, it takes a lot of energy when you trail by that much.
Exactly.
But how about Nneka Obiazor?
Well, great game by her tonight, no question about it. She hit some big free throws down the stretch to help pave the way to victory. I think what's impressive for Eden Prairie, not hitting that panic button when they saw that 17-point lead disappear on them. They stayed the course, and they got the job done.
We'll come back to wrap this up. This is high school girls basketball. The Eagles beat the Ponies 77-74.
When the high school season is over, TSP Television goes on the highlight trail. Our highlight reels provide you with a valuable resource for recruiters and a keepsake of your favorite athlete. To learn more about our highlight reel services, contact us at tsptelevision@gmail.com.
Joining me is Nneka Obiazor, the Youngstown State commit, and Nneka, season high 29 points. You were phenomenal tonight against the Stillwater team. No matter where you were on the floor, you found a way to get buckets. What would you make of your performance?
I think I did a really good job using all my assets and just focusing and knowing when I have a chance to be open, just to use it and use all my strength and versatile movements.
You go up by 17 at the half. What did Ellen tell you? And when Stillwater made the run, how do you think that helped you withstand their counterattack?
I know the second half they're probably going to either double team me or focus on me, so I knew just use me as them and I could quickly pass it to my teammates so they can get open shots too. So just being aware and knowing that they were going to come different the second half with the team.
Well, you came up clutch as well, late with free throws. You also had that three-point play. When did you decide to turn on that second gear?
Probably when, I don't know, maybe like the second half or the end of the first half when they were kind of coming back and I knew like we're doing too good. There's no way we need to lose this game. We have so much talent on our team.
What do you make of a win like this? It's been a roller coaster season for Eden Prairie in terms of wins and losses, but when you look at the results, you've been right there with some of the top teams in Class 4A. Tonight, you get a win against a high-quality team. What does that feel like for you?
It feels really good, and also just knowing like Stillwater, they're in the championship, state championship, and just knowing that we had to be prepared and then just doing it on the court felt really good, and just I wouldn't want it any other way.
And what does that win say about how much Eden Prairie has progressed? Because we've seen their highs when you beat Rosemount. I'm sure Champlain Park, that one stung, but through all of those bumps, you're still finding a way to grind it out.
Yeah, we're coming and just like we're a big threat, and just when sections come, be ready.
Now, of course, you're headed to Youngstown State after this. Do you have any majors planned or what you would like to do once you get to the college level?
Yeah, I'm going to do business administration, so I'm just going to do the broad and then see if I want to go progress anywhere else in the business.
Okay, well, I've got a few contacts in terms of business if you need any pointers, but that's real impressive, and I often talk about the future leaders we see, not just on the court, but in the civilian realm as well, so I'm sure you'll be making a difference no matter where you end up. And before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
I love you, Grandma, and hi, Mom and Dad.
Grandma, Mom, Dad, I think you've raised a fine athlete here and future business leader, but Nneka, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Great way to end a wild week, and I'm sure great momentum heading into the last week of the season, but nice work.
Thank you.
Nneka Obiazor, and that wraps up our coverage here from Eden Prairie. For the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thanks for watching.